KKHT wants you to meet three of the classiest guys in real estate.
I am Chris Kelso, the maestro of mortgage.
I am Rob Cook, the godfather of real estate.
And I'm Joe Orsack, the king of credit swing. And together, we're
the Real Estate Rat Pack.
Much like us, real estate right now is smoking hot. So whether it's buying, selling, or owning, you need to check out the Real Estate Rat Pack.
They're here to take your calls and answer your questions live. Call now 1-800-808-5548. And now, the Real Estate Rat Pack!
Never does get old, along with the scream.
We officially have a two-timer, our own Carla Upchurch. Good morning and welcome to the show, Carla.
It's got to be the only place being a two-timer is
Good morning.
good.
Our subject of the show.
It's an honor.
Yeah. It's an honor to be a two-timer with the Real Estate Rat Pack.
Of course.
We don't have rules. We just have suggestions, right?
That is correct.
So, talk a little bit. Tell us the name of your business and kind of how the business model works.
Hi, everybody. So, yes, I'm Carla Upchurch, and our business is called TexasRenters.com, and we are a property management company, and our goal is to help the owners, the landlords, and the renters, the tenants.
And so,
In case your listeners are wondering, she has a very thick Swedish accent.
yes.
Of course, yes.
Well, tell our listeners from where you came.
Okay. I will explain. So, first of all, I always tell people, when people relocate to Houston, they do that for two reasons: business or love. And
Some people love
And
business.
you relocated because you love the relocation business of...
I think Myra might have a similar story to this. I'm not sure.
So I moved to
the plot
Houston
thickens.
because my husband is from here. And when we decided to be together, he told me, you want to be with me, you have to leave Brazil and you have to move to Houston. Of course, I wouldn't do that time. You know, if it wasn't for him.
Sorry, sucker.
If it wasn't for him, but I did because, I was in love with him.
Well, there's a good reason.
Yeah,
Right there.
and then when you do that and you move to Houston, like I tell people, when you move to here for business or for love, you discover that Houston is a beautiful city and it has a lot to offer. So I'm in love with Houston. And
It's a big culture change for you, though.
Well, I was just telling Pam that is here with us today.
That's Pam Goodfriend with Nino,
Yeah.
who is a guest on our show later.
So I was just telling her because we're here, sharing about, Brazilians and, the culture and how much people, how much the Americans love the Brazilian culture. And I think, yes, was
I
a
just
big...
like the Brazilian women.
And by the way, for all those listening,
Yes.
Dan, for all those listening, yes, she is equally good looking on air as
Rob
what you would
really
imagine a
loves the
Brazilian.
culture.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Big fan of the culture.
Yeah, so basically the biggest difference that I found, in the biggest challenge was the accent, but I discovered that's charming, so I'm not afraid anymore of speaking public, so that's why I'm here for the second time. And yes, was the most difficult part, and then after that, I think, being here and knowing Houston, knowing you guys and being the market is wonderful.
But you hear that? Knowing us guys is wonderful.
Knowing us, exactly.
Yes, of
I've never heard
course.
We can wrap
wonderful
the
and us
show
guys
up.
in the same sentence.
We can wrap the show up now.
I actually thought it was knowing me, though.
There we go.
Yes.
We got our sound bite.
And then
Let's go with it.
yeah, and then just going back to the business. So let's talk about business, all right?
Oh, sure.
I want to sing some Daniela Mercury now. Now,
If we have to.
Donnie, no me delicious body.
Brazilians like to have fun, but they do like to do business as well.
And you actually you've been very good with your business. You've got a great business model, and you have one part of your business is designed strictly for rentals, and you have another side that you've actually just rolled out not too long ago, which is the traditional brokerage side. So talk a little bit about that too.
Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity to explain
I'm
that
going to send you an invoice. Don't worry.
that we have Texas Realty Associates. That is a sister company, and our goal is to assist any clients that want to sell, want to buy, and want to rent. So basically, since TexasRenters.com has so many leads from the houses that we list every day for rent. We're bringing all those leads to Texas Realtor Associates, and then we're hiring new realtors to take care of those leads and grow the business. So basically, I think the TexasRenters.com is a great model that helped us to be successful, make money, be able to invest more money in the business, and help the realtors, to have more leads.
So do you find a lot of times when people are relocating here, they lease because they really don't know where they want to be, but at a certain point in time they go, you know what, I'm staying here. I love Houston as well, and they want to buy. Is that kind of what you're saying? Do you have a kind of percentage?
Yes. So you
have people who actually convert?
Yes, you got exactly the point that I always explain to the realtors how important is to take care of the renters. Because I remember when I started in real estate, nobody that I knew, no realtors want to work with renters. They ignore the renters. The renters still thinking that they don't need a realtor, or realtors don't want to work with them because they're not buying. And this is not true. And since 2010, when I started, and because of the crisis, and we're coming back, like we're getting another crisis coming, reaching us now with the oil crisis. So basically, renters are people that in one point they're going to buy. And like I tell our realtors, may happen, in 6 months, may happen in a year, because usually the lease agreement is for a year. And they're doing, the rent, like you said, for different reasons. So I would say because of the relocation, they don't know the area very well. They do not try the schools. They do not try the neighborhood. They need to build the credit, and Joe is here to talk about it. Is that right?
No, we're not going to let Joe do the credit, 'cause we don't have that long.
So they want to build.
It's just an hour show.
They want to build the credit, and then Chris is here to talk about the mortgage. So they need to have down payments, and a lot of times, they are for some reason they're not prepared to purchase the home in that moment. But I think the main reason, like you said, is because they don't know the area.
Yeah. Well, like when you beautiful women go out and shop, don't you all try clothes on first?
Exactly.
Same thing what renting is doing. You're trying on an area first.
Yeah.
It's like, does this area work for me? The schools work. Is the shopping close? Is it convenient? And again, when they're coming from other states or other countries, they don't have a clue. And usually, you're their first point of contact.
I think this
in
is
the city.
Exactly.
I think Rob just explained his dating life.
And then, and then it's so easy for me to understand the renters, especially who is relocating, because see, I'm from Brazil, and when I moved to here, I remember the first place. Well, I used to live in an apartment close to Galleria Mall, and I remember traffic was already horrible. And then we decided to rent a town home in the Heights, and I didn't know the city very well, and I was scared to death of the Heights. I couldn't understand how people, like to live there, but of course, 5 minutes from downtown. And then later, when I decided to buy, I didn't want to buy there. And you know what? I regret, because it would be a great investment.
Yes.
And that's the thing with renters. So they don't understand that, especially when you're from another country or from another state. So we're not talking only about people that are from another country. We're talking about people that they are coming from different states. And when they get here, they don't have a clue.
In 2008, when we had the downturn in the market, renting, leasing went up 25%. and has gone up about 20% each year since then. So some of the challenges I'm hearing out there is that finding a place to live is very challenging. What are you finding out there right now?
So right now, I would say that depends on the neighborhood, and of course depends on the budget, because people, when they're renting,
I want to pay $1,000 and live in the Heights. Can you handle that for me?
Exactly, you got it. Well, even when they're buying, they think that we are here to make miracles. And I tell people, hey, yes, as a realtor, I can help you with everything you need, but there is a common sense. So you need to understand that you're going to get what you're paying for. It's like the dress. So
it was a good analogy.
It is like dating for Rob. You're gonna get what you pay for.
yeah, you cannot. No, if you depends what. So basically, the same thing, and especially with the renters, because they wanna save money. And they feel they're losing money when they're paying the rent. They don't really understand the cost benefit. For example, right now, I'm renting the Heights. And for me, it's just, no matter how much I'm paying, I just feel that it's worth, because it's quality of life. I'm 5 minutes from my office. I can have more time to take care of my clients, take care of my business, and take care of myself.
Our corporate office is right there in the Heights. We can easily move you on over to that corporate office. That's my recruiting.
That is true.
Day.
That is your recruiting for the day.
No, that's a great area.
Exactly, and it's very central.
Well, Carla, I know that you have had to have been swamped because you're one of my favorite people, and we get to see each other annually.
Exactly, I know, and then I have explanation for that. That's how busy I am. That's how successful business it is.
Yes,
we have been working, pretty much every day, and we do have a team of employees and a team of realtors, and we're growing the business. We're extending the business to Austin, and next year we're going to San Antonio and Dallas, and there are a lot of news coming. Very soon.
Well, she did discover something new recently, which is she has a calendar on her phone.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
And she's learned to live like the calendar, but she showed up at WCR a day early, which is how I ran into her this last week. See, I'm always out trolling for guests. That's
You
how I
are.
met
That is
Myra.
true.
Guest
troll.
Well, there is a joke about
He's a
Brazilians.
troll.
We are always late, and I want to change that. That's my goal.
So you just write up a day ahead of time.
Yes.
Well, when I was driving up, Carla was already here.
It's a great technique though. I'm going to show up a day ahead of time. That way, all of y'all are late.
Yes, exactly. And
Hey.
by the way, can I tell you the story?
Yes.
I show up one day earlier, and then who I met?
Tim O'Neill.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I met him. And
That is
I got
awesome.
a free lunch at Maggiano's anyway. So
Speaking of free lunch, we have to go ahead and let our sponsors have a time to get a commercial
We
in
don't
here.
get a free show, do we?
We don't get a free show, so we're going to take a break. We're going to have a great time. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And we're back. Man, we are having way too much fun in the studio today.
Once again, the off-show show is rocking.
That's what happens though when you bring three beautiful women in the studio with us three. It's going to happen.
I know. We had that show at Easter time that was all guys. It was like too much testosterone in the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we got just the right balance.
Well, we only do that because of OSHA, so.
Well, I was out trolling for guests, as I usually am. And I was at our friend Intero, our Randall Martin.
Randall Martin, Vanessa
dear
Martin.
friends.
Yes.
And I met this beautiful woman who was articulate and bright, and she represents REITs, which are real estate investment trusts, in managing them. And it's Myra Johnson. Welcome to the show, Myra.
Hey guys,
And
how
you don't
are
have to look at the cards to do this, by the way. In fact, I think I'm going to shuffle those up.
I know we're gonna keep it PG-13,
Yeah, we are.
right?
Is there such a thing?
Like, what kind of show is this?
It's
really?
it's a double entendre show. So
Yes.
Anyway,
We've always said we're the bad boys of Christian radio.
That's
It's
right.
just-
Oh my goodness.
How bad do you actually have to be to get that status? So
Well,
I don't know.
We haven't been pulled up the air yet. So,
Yet, being the key
anyway,
word.
and they like us.
Kudos,
But tell us the name of your company and a little bit about your company, how long you've been with it, and what makes your company different.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to be a part of a group called Monogram Apartment Collection. We are based out of Dallas, and what we do is we specialize in creating these luxury, mid-rise, boutique-inspired communities. And I think one neat thing about this company is that they place the properties in really strategic areas in core urban markets. So just really out of the box, doing some neat things.
Well, the luxury apartments have been really strong for I know for at least the last 5 years. You see them going up and stuff like that. Now they're kind of hitting a ceiling where we've kind of hit the market, I guess, occupancy capabilities and stuff like this. We're hitting that. Your property, tell us where they're located, what makes them unique, and maybe a little bit of the demographics of who's renting.
Sure. Well, here in Houston, we have 5. We have 5 properties. We've got one in the Galleria area, Uptown Post Oak. We've got one we just finished construction on in the Museum District, which is cool. It's the Muse. Another one called Illusion, which is on the corner of Bissonnette and Law, so near West U. And then 2 in the Energy Corridor. And that's a great place to be. We just renovated one called Briar Forest Lofts. Gorgeous place. And who doesn't want to be out there with
I've actually
all that?
heard of
Yeah.
them.
Actually,
Yeah, I've heard of the
Muse.
Muse. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I am probably like the least aware of luxury apartments, in the room. I'm certain, and but yet I've heard that name, so they've got to be doing something right.
Yeah, that's good. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
We're doing something right.
So
Yeah.
what's the demographic? Are you getting people moving in here and relocating, or are they already here and they just say, look, we want to upgrade to a nicer place?
Yeah, I think we hit on something earlier in the show. I mean, Houston is a great place to move to. Economically, I'm sure you've heard, as if we were a country, we'd be right on par with Taiwan and Poland. So a lot of people come here for job opportunities. I mean, in fact, that's why I came here. And it's funny because I was listening to the other segment, and as soon as I got here, I just bought a house. I bought a house in Pearland.
Okay.
Without knowing anything about the
But
city.
you know what? I know you think you're far out, but Pearland was a good place to put your money.
It really was. But you know what? Looking back, because we have 18 neighborhoods in Houston, it would have been beneficial for me to rent. It would have been beneficial for me to get to know the city a little bit more because of the uniqueness of the neighborhoods. And so to experience that. So now what do you think I'm looking to do? Move back in closer to the city.
But to come in and to invest in Pearland, it's paid off a lot more than investing, let's say in Kentucky winning the finals, something like that, right?
And I'm from Kentucky. Go Wildcats! So sorry about that loss. I cried. Like 3 tears. I still
Won.
bleed blue. So sad
we
about
all
that.
thought Kentucky was going all the way, and I told
Gosh.
everybody, I said, Kentucky's, just forget it. Don't even anyone else show up. Kentucky's,
Right.
Sorry.
Yep.
I know. Thank you for
I
that.
had to bring that up, and that was
need a
courtesy of
card.
Tim. Thank you, Tim.
I need a card.
Tim's just back there enjoying himself. I don't have to be talking. So anyway, well, are you usually getting like urban professionals, families, singles, marrieds? I mean, maybe some demographics of.
I think people gravitate to us because of, here's something I say all the time. The effect you have on people is the most valuable currency that you
Oh,
have.
I like that. Can we steal that?
I like that.
That's a Facebook post.
Stolen.
That's a Facebook post.
Hey, Joe, make sure you take that, you replicate it, you put it on the website.
I was feeling
Yes.
particularly brilliant when I came up with that.
No. Here's how you give Myra Johnson credit the first time you repeat it. Then you mention her name the second time. The third time you repeat it, it's yours.
It's yours. You can have
That's
it.
true.
The first time is a good friend of mine, and you name it. Then you leave off the name. You say an acquaintance, and then by the third time you own it. So
Yes.
that's the official way it works there.
Well,
So
thank you.
we have the rules. Yeah. It's the rules. Once again, OSHA.
Yeah,
But
so they come to us for that. I think they come to us more because of the community experience. So it's one thing to have sort of a distinct, uniquely branded community, right? And that sort of mirrors its neighborhood. So that's one thing. You can't tell that all of the properties belong to Monogram. They're all individually branded. So that's unique. And then I think the second piece of that is that it's sort of a tailored experience that we offer them, and they can feel that from the time they interact with us and come in, seeing our amenities. And then it's funny, everybody here said they heard about the Muse, and that's because we really engage with the community. And I know that a lot of properties probably say that, but just philanthropically speaking, we partnered with the AHA and raised $5,000, partnered with a local business. We were on the news, and we have write-ups in the newspaper. So we believe in giving where we live, and so
We'll talk about the
it's more of
amenities.
that. Oh yeah, they're awesome. It's luxury living really at an affordable price. So you're going to see neat things like poker rooms, and that's at
Just
BFL.
like Chris's
Game
where is that
rooms,
again?
yeah.
By the way, in every one of them?
Briar Forest Lofts just renovated, and they have an
That's in my
amazing
neighborhood.
poker room. Yeah.
I'm right there at Briar Forest and Memorial.
Yeah, well, we'll have to go there and have lunch.
Absolutely.
We'll have lunch, and I'll take you there. And then,
I just want some cookies.
I know. Oh my gosh, I knew you were going to bring up the cookies. So, Chris, you have to tell. You were so mad that I sent Rob cookies.
I
and not
am
you. I got
never
an
mad,
email
trust
about
me.
that.
There's one thing I
But
don't
But what
do.
did we do today?
Chris
We brought you
insisted-
cake pops.
Cake pops, that's true.
That's right.
That's a step
And you
above
can-
cookies, I think.
Chris
Right?
insisted in
More
bringing
fat,
you on the
more
show
preservative.
to bring up
Fine,
the cookies.
trust me.
Yeah,
More
well,
sugar.
Just so everybody understands, I met this beautiful woman at Intero function, and we sat and chatted. I bet you, 30, 40 minutes
Yeah.
about the business, things like that.
I don't know, once your
And-
panting went down, then you started talking, yeah.
And so she, graciously sent me warm cookies. Now, you were over there talking to other people. Why would
Yes.
she send you cookies?
I walked over and spoke plenty of time to Myra. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
We did. We talked about his love for rap, right?
That is true, yes. A
Who's
lot
your
of music
favorite
I
artist?
cannot talk about on the radio.
Okay, one that you can't talk about. Who's your favorite artist?
I don't know.
I'm asking for a reason.
You're asking for a reason?
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on who it might be. I mean, I love Eminem. I love Nicki Minaj.
One that came up with that new one?
Yes,
We talked about it
Butter.
last-
Yes.
Yeah, no, don't go
Yes,
there.
I'm not going to go further
Can
than
you-
that,
can
by
you
the
give
way.
the name of the song? That's how
Yes.
bad it is.
Yeah.
Oh
Can
my
I
gosh.
Yeah, we'll tell you.
I just want to point out to the listeners that I only listen to Hillsong.
And
Hillsong
gospel
I
United,
love-
And gospel music, yes.
and
Oh my goodness! But
Anyway,
yeah,
we were
let's check
talking
it
about
out.
the amenities. We got
We
off
were,
track.
yeah. So like I said, things like
You said poker.
poker rooms,
Yes.
and then we've got things like indoor and outdoor lanai areas. So it's cool to have a huge pool, right? But then have this indoor area where you can have guests, and you can cater, and then you can still feel the outdoors. And so that's something that we specialize in too. So, and that's at Illusion, the Westview property.
And
so.
we talk a lot when people are buying houses. No one buys a house anymore. They're buying
No.
a lifestyle. They're buying an
Exactly.
experience. And it's
Exactly.
experience. In fact, when I was chairman for HAR, that was my theme, which is experience. And so that has gotten to be a big motivating factor for what was your experience? And that's how Yelp started. What was your experience?
Right.
And so you're saying that's the same thing. So you really focus on not only having the great amenities, but with their experiences there. Do you have anybody that actually coordinates activities or anything of that nature?
Yeah, well, I actually handle the marketing and the PR for Houston and sort of the event coordination and work with the properties
Myra's
on
throwing
that.
the parties.
We're doing a lot
So
of
we
parties
work
over there
together.
from now
the
on.
properties take ownership of a
I'm
lot of
feeling
that
a
too. They're
Rat Pack
I'm
amazing.
feeling a
One
Rat
of
Pack
those-
party coming
I
up pretty soon,
love
yes.
at the Muse.
At the Muse.
22,000 square foot entertainment room.
Ooh, we're
It's
in that.
listen,
You
it's
got
not gangsta, it's gangster.
Okay.
That takes it to the next level.
So
that will actually almost fit, our party. So
That would almost fit everybody, yes.
We
I
hosted
would
the
agree.
Montrose Management District there, and they had a great time.
I
We should do it.
think
We should
can
do
make
it.
that happen.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think something's on the calendar.
But we do those community, and it goes back to, like I said, just partnering with local businesses and supporting philanthropy. So we look at the demographics of each property and say, what type of lifestyle are they wanting to have, and we custom create our activities and our partnerships and our collaborations around that, and allowing the different properties to meet each other and experience neat things in Houston. So we like to introduce them to their neighborhoods and really create some stickiness there so that they can learn more about it. And then, again, next step is normally buying a home.
You had Rob at stickiness, by the way.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, those cookies were really sticky.
to do.
How about a sponsor
Power
break?
of the follow-up.
We talk a lot about walking scores and things like that. I would
Yeah.
imagine areas like the Muse, they actually can walk to, and it's really important nowadays for urban professionals to be able to walk to other venues other than just what's in their immediate complex.
Oh, yeah. And, so for us, one of our strategies is to be sort of off the beaten the path. So, and I say it like this, privacy amongst publicity. So we're not going to be like on a main
We feel that one
huge
too?
corner intersection.
Why
We're going to
not?
be in the middle of it all, tucked away, where you have access to everything, and you're sort of strategically located next to everything you need. So grocery stores and different shops. So tucked away would be the best way.
What's
to
your
explain that.
occupancy levels right now?
Oh my gosh, through the roof. It's because of who we are. It's getting really kind of tough to find apartments with us, and so people are all over it. And we're at 90%, 94, 96. I think at one of our properties we have like only 1 2-bedroom left and one
I thought
bedroom
you said
left.
through
so-
the roof, 120%.
And
We're stacking them in there tenfold.
I'm telling you, it's great.
So,
we love it.
let's give the Muse as an example. So, what would the amount be at that time?
So every property is different, obviously, right? There's neighborhood and there's area. So I would say on average with all of our properties, it could range anywhere between 15 to 1,800 for a 1-bedroom. And then around 23 to 28 for a two bedroom. You get pretty good square footage, but remember each property is different. They're known for different things, so you got to go online and check it out and see which one's right.
You know
for
what we're known for? We're known for we have to take a break every 15 minutes, by the way.
For what? I
So
love it.
Teresa
Gotta pay for the
Kennedy,
show.
I know
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
calling in to say hello. We'll get you right after the break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808 5548.
And we're back. Having a good time. You know, we have the lovely Teresa Kennedy calling in. Teresa, how you doing?
I'm better. How are you guys?
Yeah,
Very well.
You said you're going to be here this morning.
Our Lauren Bacall was going to be here. That is correct.
Yes. Well, I am so bummed out. Well, first of all, my babysitter, my mom, got here late, and so I was speed racing to make it down there, and I could have, but all of a sudden I started feeling really sick, and come to find out, my son, while I was gone, got sick, and my nephew was sick, and my 8-year-old was playing with his cousin, and so I guess they brought something home, and as always, I get everything they get.
Well,
so,
it's a family that shares together,
you guys
stays
so
together.
Much. And I like who was talking? Was that Myra just then talking?
Yes.
The break?
Yes,
Myra
that was
Johnson.
Myra
Oh
Johnson.
my gosh.
Say hello,
Myra, you are the girl. You can hang with those guys, and anyone who can hang with them is the girl.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
What? Oh, you don't know what?
I have no
I'm
idea what you're talking about. We're easy to get along with. Well, anyway.
But it sounds like you guys are having fun. I'm so sad I'm not there.
Well, we'll make it another time.
Well, Teresa, we're going to have you on in 2 weeks, aren't we?
Yes, you are. I've got some really exciting news to share with everyone, and it'll be really exciting, and some great things happening here in real estate in the Woodlands area. So, yeah, it'll be fun.
Well, Teresa, as always, we love you. Thank you very much for calling in.
We still want the thought for the day.
We
So
still
make sure
want the thought for the day, and so make sure you text that in to me so we can have that.
Yes, I did, and it is a really, 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 really good one, Chris. Let me know if it didn't come through, but I texted it to you. But I'll do it again if it didn't go through.
Hey, that sounds great. Let me check and see here. Yes, I do have it, actually. I do have it. So the great Teresa Kennedy, 2 weeks. Lauren Bacall will be here with a whole show, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Absolutely. Love you too, girl.
You take care.
God bless.
Bye-bye. Likewise.
Bye.
Chris, did you say we had another
We have
caller?
another. Actually, we have Dan on air right now, or on the line right now. Dan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks, guys. First-time listener. Really enjoying the show.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Good.
thank you very much.
Glad to have you.
All right.
So you're
right
the
on.
one.
So, hey, I moved out a couple years ago from San Francisco out to the Houston area for job relocation. Didn't know really where I was going. I ended up in Katy. What I wanted to find out, maybe, Myra, you can give me some perspective. Getting the right lifestyle, moving in a little closer to town. What should I be looking for? Want something a little bit more upscale, but also something, I'm a single guy looking to impress the ladies a little bit. What should I be looking at?
Well, Dan, thanks for calling in. Yeah, thanks for listening. This is exciting to kind of be engaged with these guys. They're just a wealth of information and knowledge. So first, I would recommend looking up the Real Estate Rat Pack and continuing to listen in. It's a great show. They've got some great content.
What's that 20 I owe you?
It's my referral fee. I'll invoice you too. No, but I would say, everybody tends to nowadays gravitate to doing online research, right? So before we even take someone out on a date, or before we even ask people to go on to hang out, we even do a little bit of Facebook stalking. It's all about the online research is what I'm saying. So you got to look online.
Stalker.
Facebook stalking. No, but do a little bit of online stalking. Check out the reviews, the Yelp reviews. Go on to apartments.com and do a little bit of research on the experience, because at the end of the day, like Rob mentioned, we're in a saturated market. So what makes one property different and unique from the other? And it is about the experience that you're going to receive there. It's more than just the amenities. Each property and each community can offer the same amenities, the same flooring, beautiful place, but the staff, interacting with the staff, and what out of the box experiences are they going to give you to connect and get ingrained with the city. So of course I'm going to say go to monogramapartmentcollection.com and check us out, because we do all of that.
Now, is there somebody on site that actually can take him around, Dan around, and show him the different amenities at all the properties?
Absolutely. So you can call on the website. Of course, you've got the different locations, and we have quite a few. We've got 12 in Texas, so we've got 5 in Houston, we've got 1 in Austin and Dallas, and really 46 nationwide. So we're not just here in the Texas area, but once you go online, you'll see all of that. You can schedule an appointment, call, and I would recommend setting up an appointment. you sound like you've got a hectic schedule, and it's better to kind of get that one-on-one time with someone.
Right on. Thank you very much, Myra. I appreciate it. And guys, I just got to ask, what are better, the cake pops or the cookies?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I will let you.
Never got the cookies. He has no way to compare.
That is true.
The cookies were awesome.
Yeah. Rob's going to be our best associate with that.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you very much, Myra. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
So that was Dan. That was very good, by the way. And we will have to make that determination as to what goes on right there. So
Cookies versus pops.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to hold that. Right there, it's absolutely fine at that point.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but just make sure you're speaking really close.
Okay. And Myra, I think you have to take the honors. You brought Pam on. I think I have to take the honors to introduce her.
Yeah, Pam is, oh man, talk about an awesome person to know. Pam Goodfriend with Nino Realty. We're actually on the board of directors for a nonprofit called the Houston Greeters. If you're moving into the city and you want a personal tour, we have a group of volunteers that will take you around and escort you and teach you, all about the different neighborhoods. And so Pam and I have known each other for quite some time and just recently realized, okay, wait. You're a realtor. You do relocations.
Right.
You do all kinds of things, corporate lodging, and I am in the same business. So we have been chatting, and I said, I met these amazing guys, part of the real estate Rat Pack. Rob and I kept in contact. I said, you got to come on the show with me. They're great, just a wealth, again, source of information and knowledge. So I told Rob, I said, she's coming with me. If I'm here, she's going to be here too.
Chris, anyone that has the last name of a good friend, she's a good friend of the show.
Friend.
And one of the first things Pam said,
go ahead and slip Myra that other 20.
First thing Pam says to me, because I know it's a Christian station. I'm Jewish. Can I come on?
and Rob said, you're Jewish.
So, anyway, Pam, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. And I wanted to thank Myra as well. Thank you so much, Myra, for the invitation. These guys are hilarious.
Talk about who you're with. It's called Nino Properties now.
Yes.
I always remember it because they've been around a very long time, and I always knew them as Nino and Associates. So y'all did a brand change.
Exactly.
When did that happen?
About a year and a half ago, we did a brand change. And Nino Properties now is comprised of Nino Realtors, so the real estate side, of course, whether they're renting or buying or selling, and then Nino Corporate Lodging. So anyone who's coming into town that needs a fully furnished accommodations as opposed to a hotel.
I get a lot of calls and inquiries on that, and I actually do send people to you. I guess I should ask for referral fees. But,
really?
But corporate lodging is a really specialized piece because these people come in typically for how long?
It ranges anywhere from a month to a year. And it could be anyone from a patient, MD Anderson or St. Luke's, transplant, cancer patient, to an executive who is relocating and maybe building a home.
Well, that makes perfect sense because people, when they come in, they want everything there, I presume. They want plates, forks, napkins, everything.
Exactly,
provided, right?
Exactly. So you literally just bring your bags and everything's there for you.
So where are those properties located? Are they all over the city?
Yeah, we do corporate housing nationwide. So literally, if you're looking in Alaska, we can help you find a place. We have them in the Woodlands, Clear Lake, Inner Loop, Sugar Land, strategically located throughout the city.
That makes a lot of sense because Chris always talks about our number one industry now is healthcare.
Yes.
Yep. And of course, I think MD Anderson, or actually our medical center, is probably number one on the planet now. Right?
And that's my background is healthcare. I was actually a client of Nino and Associates many, many moons ago in the late 80s. And Gloria Nino, the president of our firm, came to our company and kind of did a pitch about how she could help us with relocating our pharmacists, nurses, allied health professionals. And she did an amazing, amazing job. So 4 years later, I decided to go join her.
Well, like I said, it's a very specialized field. And I get a lot of requests that I don't know what to do with them, is that sometimes they want single-family houses and things like that. And I know some people will put their home in a pool for corporate housing and stuff like that. Is that plentiful, or is it short supply? Or
No, it's not short supply. Typically, the corporate housing is in apartment communities, such as Myra was sharing with you, some condominium properties. Typically, the owners of a single-family home prefer to have a one-year lease term, And so it's not as common. Yeah.
Yeah, I always get a request. Somebody might be willing to lease their house and leave furnishings in it, but they go, "I want a year lease." And these people, that doesn't fit for. And sometimes when they come in, they don't know how long they need it.
Exactly.
So in your corporate housing, you have it structured like, okay, we're going to do it for 30 days, but we're going to renew for 30 days with notice or something like that?
We always get back with the tenant ahead of time to ensure that if they need it longer, we can extend. But it's really, it's not that different from a hotel, if you will. People book reservations. And so we do it all day in all areas of town.
No. But you also do traditional real estate now, and you do property management. Talk a little bit about that piece.
No, actually, we do traditional real estate. We do everything, quite a bit of rentals, just like the other ladies were referencing, because we do corporate relocation. That is our niche market for 31 years. So whereas most real estate firms may have a corporate relocation division, all we have done for 31 years is work with corporate relo. So it's great. We work with amazing, amazing people, whether they're engineers, physicians, lawyers, accountants, you name it. We work with them. And it's great because initially, just like Carla had said, oftentimes when they're relocating domestically or internationally, they want to rent first to get a lay of the land. So that's why we do a lot of rentals. And in fact, I'm sure everybody's heard about the ExxonMobil relocation. We've
just
had,
a little one.
Yeah, just a little one. The largest in the world. And we have had the privilege of working with the ExxonMobil folks from Fairfax, Virginia. We've been to Fairfax many times, and they're coming in now, so we're really excited. And they're living everywhere. They, the young ones want to be kind of in the hip area, whether it's Montrose, Upper Kirby, Heights, Rice Military, where Myra's properties are, of course.
No, but yeah, and isn't that an exclusive? I mean, they loved you guys so much that they really wanted to work with you.
Yeah, we've had a long relationship with Exxon and Mobil. We worked with Exxon 20 years ago and Mobil 20 years ago, and now since they've merged and Cardis Relocation has taken over, we've had the privilege of working with ExxonMobil and Cardis.
And Cardis, that's good. We up against a break.
We are up against a break, but we're going to continue this conversation because it's a fun conversation.
Here.
Exactly.
If you have questions,
a lot more time.
If you have questions about rental properties, corporate housing,
or relocation.
Relocation, that's right. 800-808-5548. Give us a shout.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We've been together too long, like a worn-out recording of a favorite song. So while she lay there sleeping, I read the paper in bed, and in the personal columns there was this letter I read. If you like pina coladas.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And we're back.
Once again, in Joe's Corner, we're talking on the latest updates of what's going on with Improve My Credit USA. I was updating Carla.
That'll be our spin-off show. It'll be Joe's Corner.
Joe's Corner.
It'll be a spin-off of Joe's Corner right there.
Well, we're talking with Pam Goodfriend still with Nino Properties.
Actually, we've been talking with all the beautiful ladies in the studio between the break.
We're really fortunate today. God has blessed us.
Yes, I'm gonna. When we take our picture, I'm gonna be in the middle this time. Okay, I'm just telling you guys right now.
That's never gonna happen, Chris.
Yes, I'm telling you right now.
Your wife slips me about $50 every month. Make sure you know.
Oh, that's true. That is true. I forgot about that, Regina. I'm gonna get you.
I'm always in the center there. And Kim also. She slipped me a little bit.
Okay, Joe, we're on the ends again.
We're on the ends. So, how do you like how I handled that? So, anyway. You're very varied and offer a lot of different services and things like that. And your main one is focus going to be on relocation and things. What else has happened out there with your company that you'd love people to know about?
Wow, that's a great question. Yeah.
We are professionals.
I think
really
exciting, what's really exciting with Nino Properties right now is that for 31 years, we worked with buyers and renters. But we didn't do as much with listing of properties and working with local Houstonians that want to move within the city. But within the last probably 2.5 years, we realized that doing listings is a whole lot easier than working buyers and renters,
And
for
Chris
sure.
knows I'm going to make this is a quote that I say about every 6 months. And listings are the lifeblood of the industry because nobody goes online to look for a realtor. Because all you have to do is throw a rock down the road, you'll hit one.
Right.
There's 30,000 of them out there.
Exactly. But, it's so interesting because listings, people, the question is, do they have to know you, right? Does your name have to be all over the yard? And what we've discovered is that we end up getting a lot of the listings because of our relationships with corporate America, because we have the buyers to purchase the listings for our sellers.
It's all about, we talk a whole lot about relationships. And again, people list with you, not just because you're knowledgeable, because they know you and trust you, and they know that you're going to do the job that they want you to do, period.
Absolutely.
And if you take good care of them, they will be back.
It's all about customer service. It really is. It's all about truly, genuinely caring where the customer lives. In our business, what's very different...
According to Megan Trainor, though, it's all about that base. I'm putting it out there, okay?
Which is on your music mix, by the way.
Yeah, our renters and buyers, they want to look all over the city of Houston, because if they come to town and they're working, say, in the medical center, they're talking to one person saying, oh, you got to check out Sugarland. The other person says, no, you got to check out Pearland. And the people are calling and they want to be 20 minutes away, right? And you're like, ha!
Well, we had a guest on that said Pearland was only 15 minutes from the medical center.
Only 15 minutes from the medical center.
Isn't that right,
from downtown.
Barry Brooks?
Yes. and he stayed true to that on the bus with us, by the way.
He didn't say at what time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but that is important, because that's sometimes when you're counseling people, is that, where do you like to work, or where do you work, and where do you like to play?
Exactly.
And if where they play is more important, then you might want to focus on, hey, I want to be close in, I want to go to all the venues. But if I want to be close to the medical center, that kind of limits you, and you've got this budget kind of limits where you can go. So.
Right. And it's so interesting because having been in this business since 1988, you see, I remember when I first got into it, you could get efficiency units for $300 a month. And today it blows me away, really. The rental rates in those Class A communities, and even in the Class B communities. I mean, it's just staggering in terms of, one bedroom. You can pay a mortgage for what you can pay a one bedroom. So for us, oftentimes when we're working with our renters and we start speaking to them, they flip into buying because it's more cost effective in many instances.
It depends on their circumstances. Like Myra was talking about it, if they come here, they don't know where they want to live yet.
Exactly.
They're going to try things on and do it that way. Or there's some people who get relocated and they get a relocation package. And if you're working with Cardis, you know that they may not even have the same parameters that they used to. It depends on how high of an executive they are, is what kind of package they get. And they may be at risk of being transferred. So the Cardis or other relocation companies may tell them, say, look, you may not be there, but in 2 years, we're only going to help you if you're going to lease.
And what happens is they want us to get a diplomatic clause for every customer, probably...
Even if they're not a diplomat?
Yeah, right. No, to get them out of the lease, and not every management company will do that.
No, a lot of them will not, actually, because it puts the owners at risk. It's like they may be here 6 months, they may be here a year, and there's a cost involved with moving a tenant in and moving a tenant out, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've got to clean up and oftentimes replacing carpet and paint and things like that. So it's an at risk for an owner to have people moving in. And that's how corporate housing is a special owner.
It really is.
I being in the credit industry and helping people improve credit, obviously I get connected to a lot of different realtors and mortgage folks and that sort of thing. And I have heard and confirmed what some of our prior guests have said, that so many realtors have the attitude that they don't want to work with renters. I mean, I've heard that as long as I've been involved in the business. And yet every person I know that works with rentals talks about how phenomenal it is, and it's such a great segue into moving those people into ownership. They're like, we get it two ways. We get renting and we get leasing, and we get to turn them into a buyer. It's pipeline business. And I mean, over and over, I've had that confirmed from the people involved with it.
It's true two-timing.
Yeah, or double dipping. I tell new agents, I said, you know what? Go into the MLS archives, go back 9 months, and see who rented.
Right.
And contact them, because after a year, typically that's when they'll want to buy something.
Right.
And it takes about a 90-day period of finding and then getting in contract and closing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those are people who already have telling you they like to be in a house
Exactly.
because they rented a house, or they like to be in a townhouse because they rented a town. You know, they like that environment as opposed to maybe an apartment complex. No offense, Myra, because some people want single family or
Right.
townhouse or something that's
Exactly, exactly. And it's really interesting because when people come to rent from different companies, they may be selling a home on the back end, so they really can't afford to buy right off the bat. And they want to spend very little money. They don't want to waste their money on rent in some instances. So Nino Properties works with the $800 renter to the $2 million buyer. And we have to treat everyone equally because that $800 renter is going to buy. And plus, when you're working in corporate relocation, you're working with numbers of people, volume.
And that $2 million buyer will eventually sell.
Yes, exactly.
But no, you're right, though. You have to, we have the same thing, whether it be a $50,000 loan or a $500,000 loan or a $5 million loan. They're all equally important because they're the life cycle of that. You're going to have people who move in, move out, move up, move sideways. And it's always important to treat everybody with dignity and respect and the best you can do because everyone, that is the biggest transaction they're going to make at that point in their life. And so whatever they're doing, like I said, renting or purchasing, it's very, very important right there.
To me, it's basic marketing in that, you say you find an underserved market and you meet the need. And if you have the majority of real estate agents saying, I have no interest in working with these people, yet the demand is still there, the demand isn't going away, I mean, that's an underserved market. And every time I'm around you guys that are in this industry, y'all are all saying the same thing. It's a great industry. I love it. And then I move right into sales with it. So...
Well, we are coming up on our...
We're a lightning round.
We are a lightning round right now. That is correct.
What do you want to leave people with today?
Well, first of all, I really want to thank all of you and invite all of you to one of our realtor meetings because I think it'd be awesome.
We'll show up?
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
You got free food?
Rob beat me to it.
You got cookies?
I just want to leave everyone with the thought that relocating to the Houston area, the greater Houston area, can be one of the most challenging situations that a person experiences, whether they're moving domestically like I did from Chicago or internationally like many of our clients. And what we really want to leave you with from Nino Properties is that whatever your situation is, we have unbelievable 50 realtors. I hired them all. They speak Portuguese and Russian and Ukrainian and Spanish and French and German. We have an amazing, amazing group of realtors.
And the common language of real estate.
Yes. Oh, yeah, right. That too.
Some of them speak English.
So yeah, I just want to leave you with the fact that we will do an amazing job for you, and we appreciate it.
And
Myra, how about you?
Well, first, thanks for tuning in, and check everyone here that's been on the air out. Houston is a great place to be. We're all honored to be able to serve people that have interest in the city and showcase it. It has so much to offer, and so living here is certainly a blessing and an honor for all of us, and we're here to help. So,
Carla.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and again, Texas Realty Associates and TexasRenters.com are here to serve you. So if you need anything about real estate, contact us. And you talk about cookies today, and I would like to invite you to try the Brazilian cheese bread.
Brazilian cheese bread. Tim, what do you think about today?
I'm hungry.
I've been selling renter's insurance for 15 years, so I think I've got a pretty good handle on it, and you can find out everything I know about it by going to my new special website, which is www.ratpackagent.com.
Awesome.
Rat Pack Agent. Well, we're going to leave it with a great quote today, as we always do. The great Teresa Kennedy gave this to us. It says, "Today be thankful and remember how rich you are. Your family is priceless, your time is gold, and your health is wealth." That is a great saying, and something I think we always have to take time out to remember about how precious life is, and that these moments and being with individuals like we have today with these beautiful ladies, great individuals, and you, my co-host on the radio show, is priceless. Ashley, we're going to miss you. Until next time, we are out.
And you've been listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack. The question is, who's Frank, who's Sammy, who's Dean, and who's the other guy?
Chris is Frank,
I'm
he's
Dean.
Dean, and I'm Sammy.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So tune in to the really big show every Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on 100.7 The Word, KKHT.